Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Greenville, South Carolina. I'm Lynden Blake, joined by Brandon Huffman, our special guest this morning. It's not every day you get to speak to a player's parent, and his son Brandon is getting ready to take on the Auburn Tigers for JSU. He's the big center. We got a lot of practice footage of him yesterday. What are your thoughts heading into this round one matchup?
Well, I'm just super excited for my son and the team to have this opportunity to go to Big Dance and take part in March Madness. This has been a goal of Brandon's ever since he started playing basketball, especially since he went to college. He went to the tournament twice with UNC, but this will be a chance for him to showcase himself as the starting center. He was a backup at UNC. He has been the starter at JSU both years he's been there, and we're just excited for him and his other teammates to have this opportunity to play in this on this big stage.
That's one thing about JSU, and we mentioned it earlier. They are a veteran team. They're an experienced team. Tournament experience is huge. As a father, are you nervous right now? Are you starting to get the butterflies?
I have had butterflies pretty much this entire season because we knew that this was our goal to make it to the big dance. And the last 3 or 4 games that I attended, I mean, I was just as nervous and anxious as they played. And then once we knew they were going to come here, I just was watching the projections to see where they were going to end up and didn't know. And I didn't know until last Sunday whether I was going to be getting on an airplane or getting in my car. But I got up at 2 o'clock this morning in Tampa, Florida, and drove the 8 hours to get here in time for the game. And I'm just excited for JSU to have this opportunity, and hopefully we can go in here and bust some people's brackets today and get this win and move on and see how far we can go in this thing.
Are you running on coffee or adrenaline?
Well, I think it's adrenaline because I'm just super excited to see my son and his teammates play on this big stage today and try to get this W.
As his dad, what are you telling him pregame? What's your last text to him say?
I just texted him maybe 20 minutes ago, and I said, hey, I know you're getting ready for the game. Stay focused, play your game, and you guys can win this thing. And that's pretty much my message to him before every game is just encourage him, tell him to stay focused, and tell him to play his game and do his best.
Do you remember back in the day when he was a little kid playing rec ball? Like, were you ever his coach?
I never was his coach. Brandon's a first-generation basketball player. I never played basketball when I was growing up, and Brandon didn't start playing until he was in 7th grade. So I always was there as a supporter, number one fan, and I'm just super excited to see him have this opportunity. As I was thinking back, January of 2011, he played his first organized game of basketball, and here we are 11 years and a few months later, and he's playing in March Madness. And especially for a kid that grew up mostly in Alaska, even though he was born in North Carolina, he lived a long time in Alaska, and this is just a great opportunity for him and his teammates.
Incredible. I'm talking with Brandon Huffman, the JSU center's dad. Alaska. What were y'all doing up there?
Well, I was working there for the federal government, and from the time Brandon was 18 months old until he left in 2015 to go to Word of God Christian Academy in Raleigh, North Carolina. He grew up in Alaska, and just made the best of the opportunity up there, and we just knew if he wanted to continue to improve, he needed to come to the lower 48 where the competition was a little more stiff for him. And he came down to Word of God Christian Academy in Raleigh and made it happen, got recruited out of there, and now to finish his career in college at Jacksonville State and in the big dance, it's just super exciting for a kid that spent most of his growing years in Alaska.
Well, JSU has a lot of fans. The gates are getting ready to open. I hope you have the best time watching him play today and enjoy this incredible experience.
Absolutely, I'm looking forward to it. Thank you for the opportunity to brag on my son a little bit.
We love it. Brag on your son all day, every day. Guys, tip-off 11:40 Central. Gates about to open here at the Well. That's the nickname for the arena here in Greenville. So we'll see you post-game and see if it's JSU or Auburn who's moving on.